All right, everyone, here we go with an energy weather update. Well, it's kind of a pop-in one, kind of an impromptu one here. We're going to talk about Mars. Because I mentioned Mars in my September write-up over in the blog, and I said it's a pretty powerful energy. And this time, Mars is in Cancer. Well, actually, Mars is going to be in Cancer a while, but we have some in-between things. But we've got Mars in Cancer from about September 4th until about November 3rd. And we're kind of right down the middle of that right now. The thing is, this is a retrograde Mars year. Okay, every other year Mars goes retrograde. In the years it goes retrograde, well, the kids like to say, the astrology kids like to call it a shadow period. But it's more of a ripple. It doesn't behave like a shadow period to me as an energy reader. It reads more like a ripple. In other words, it's almost like Mars can detect it's about to go retrograde, and it gets antsy. It starts amping up a little bit, and it makes the energy kind of wobble and kind of go all over the place. So we're going to talk about that because Mars is doing some. I talked about people listening to you having a kind of a bewitching effect this time around with the surrounding energies of Mars in Cancer and how it usually doesn't like it, but now it kind of makes you powerful, makes your words powerful, and especially if you were born with Mars in Cancer, that makes you even more powerful. Okay, and it's something here where we have to be a little bit careful because Mars on the 3rd of November moves into Leo, which is going to make you want to take action on some of the things you've been passionate about between September and November. And on top of that, Mars then goes retrograde at the top of, I think it's the top of December, and it rolls back into Cancer at the top of January. All right, around January 5th or 6th, I think. And it stays in Cancer as it goes forward again or around the end of February. It stays in Cancer until about the end or late middle of April, about the 18th, 19th of April. So we got a lot of Mars in Cancer energy, and there's a lot of room here to kind of mess things up, to kind of move forward with things and then regret it later and then not know how to fix it. So I'm going to give you some advice here. We're going to pull some cards on Mars in Cancer. I didn't want to talk about it too much more than I did in September, but I think it's wise I bring it up right now because we're hitting that ripple period where it can kind of sense it's about to go retrograde. All right. So even though it's a couple of months off from it going retrograde, it's still, the ripple is there. All right. Like I said, the astrology kids might call it a shadow period, but it's not. It doesn't behave that way. It's much more than a if it's a shadow, it's a bumpy shadow. I'll tell you that. All right. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. But if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. You know, you're all moving at different speeds on your timeline, and I explained what I meant by that on my thank you video for October. So go watch it if you want to. I mean, I'm pretty sure I explained it pretty good anyway. All right. Anyway, if you don't understand what I mean by that. Anyway, pre-shuffle. This is what I mean. Okay, Mars in Cancer, as I described it in my September write-up, is you snap your fingers and people listen, right? You tell someone to shut the fuck up, they actually do. Your words have impact, all right? That's why you need to make sure you only speak when you've got something to say. You speak with conviction, right? There's a lot of passion behind it. Mars is working okay. It's running okay in Cancer. It usually doesn't like it there, but in the surrounding energies, it's okay. But a lot of people don't know how to handle the power. And here's what I've got here in the pre-shuffle. Here's probably why we're here. Here's the Strength card. All right. Now this is Leo energy. It's passionate forward movement. And Mars doesn't move into Leo until around November 3rd or so. But anyway, we're not worried about signs here. We're just worried about energy. Passionate forward movement. That's all we need to know. Crossed by a tower with an Ace of Pentacles and a World, the most powerful card I can pull, and an 8 of Wands, which represents, in this case, verbalizing things that you want to move forward, pushing your agenda forward, and all of that. If I was to take this energy right here that I've fanned out in like a poker hand, right? A 5-card stud poker hand. If I was to take this energy here and try to sum it up for you, if the He-Man cartoon was real, okay? If it was real, and I'm aware it's not, but if it were real and I had the licensing to it, I would put it up. This is the part where he stands in front of Castle Grayskull and he holds the sword up in the air and he says, "I have the power," right? And the lightning comes into the sword, and that's when he turns into He-Man and he turns that poor little cat into Battle Cat. You know, this is that moment right here. If it's Voltron, it's where the 5 lions come together. Okay, we can look at it that way too. Doesn't matter It's just a way of phrasing it. It's a lot of power here, okay? Your words have a lot of impact. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind I said that, because just as easily as you can seem like everything's a big deal, you're a big deal, you're the shit, right? Look at all this stuff I make happen with my words. I say go get it, they go get it. It can all just as easily disappear, right? And there it is. There's your void energy underneath it. Crickets chirping, right? Underneath it is a void energy. There's a moment, sometime between now and December 6th. Sometime it's going to be different for all of you. For some of you, it might happen very early. It might happen here. And that's why I'm giving this reading now, because I know for a few of you, this will happen around the 10-10 portal. For others of you, it'll happen when Mars goes retrograde. There's a moment where you use this power and you make something happen in your life, whatever it is, and you regret it. And you can't fix it. You can't undo the spell. You're a powerful witch or warlock with this energy. But the problem is no one ever taught you how to undo your spells. And no one else can undo them either, because you're pretty powerful. You follow? It's the best way I can put it, right? Throw some hocus pocus on it. All right, let's give the deck a shuffle. He-men and he-women. Man, it really is that cartoon sequence right there. It really is. All right, here we go. That's the power. All right, let's shuffle the deck. Let's see what the universe wants to tell us. And I'm sure in some kind of editing magic, I will put on the screen Mars's transit, the time frames to think about. I mean, you know, just so you have them. I know a lot of people aren't talking about it, but Mars in Cancer for a while, and it likes it. There isn't a moment where it doesn't like it. It's just, that's a lot of time to be very powerful, and a whole in-between period to be very remorseful, okay? Where you try to fix. Leo is where Mars in Cancer is where you passionately plan. If I'm just to simplify it, and this is very simplified, Mars in Cancer is where you passionately plan, you get your bright ideas. Mars in Leo is where you implement them. And then when it goes retrograde in Leo, you try to undo it. And then when it goes retrograde in Cancer, you try to take back words. You try to whatever. I'm going to give you different advice. I'm going to tell you just in general, between now and April and the end of April. Let's just say, I'm just going to take it as a whole. I'm going to play it safe because I want you all safe. Between now and the end of April, if you don't have to make the decision, if you don't have to end the relationship, these are big things I'm talking about, not little shit. Okay, you can go ahead and place your Amazon order. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm talking about big things. If you don't have to buy the car, if you don't have to buy the house, if you don't have to leave the relationship, I suggest you zip it. You sit down and you be quiet. You take the advice I gave in my September write-up for Mars in Cancer, which is speak only when spoken to and when necessary. And don't say anything that's unnecessary, and don't do anything that's unnecessary. Use the power wisely. Imagine yourself. Some of you have very vivid imagination. Some of you do like cosplay and shit like that. Knock yourself out. Go ahead and take on a character. You're a powerful wizard. You're a powerful witch. Whatever you want to do. And you use that power sparingly. Right? Rather than be Superman, be Clark Kent. That's what I'm talking about. All right? During that phase. Now, if it's something you're absolutely sure of, I suggest you go for it. You go for it with gusto. But if I'm going to tell you, if there's even an inkling of doubt, well, I'm not sure if I should, an inkling, that will amplify the ripple effect of what the kids call the shadow period of Mars going retrograde between now and December 6th. The shadow, it's not really a shadow, it's more of a ripple, it's more of a bumpy road. It will amplify that doubt, and it'll drive you crazy. So just shut it down if you can. If you can't, then you can't. If you're absolutely certain, and it's a big deal thing, go for it. It's okay. If you're absolutely certain, if there isn't a shadow of a doubt, then you're fine. Okay? But that's very rare. Right? So if I were you, I would just lay low for a bit. Would let it play out. Try not to use that power too much. Let's see what the universe has to say. All right? 3 cards and a crossing card. Let's just go. Just trying to help. Mars, it's very powerful. And I blew off doing this reading until probably here in early October. I didn't do it in September, although that's when Mars in Cancer made the appearance in my write-up. Let me, gotta pick that up off the floor there. Okay, bottom card is the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is often, well, in the witches, it's the girl with the stick antlers, sitting in the chair in the nice robe, right? Out there in the forest. It's a very earthy energy. It's a very temperance-y energy. I get a lot of temperance vibe off of this. The environmental energy around you is a lot of power. This is a powerful queen, but she uses that power sparingly, okay? It doesn't matter if you're a male or female. It's a she on the card. It's queen energy. Very powerful queen who uses the power sparingly and only when necessary. This is exactly what I said just a bit ago, okay? I mean, if I was Superman, right? Me. And he was real, and I had those powers, I would enjoy being Clark Kent a lot more. It'd be really funny. It'd be really funny to fuck with people as Clark Kent. I just think it would be fun. I enjoy him as Clark Kent. His secret identity, which I just gave away probably here. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. I just gave it away. I enjoy him as Clark Kent more than Superman. Because he got all the powers that Clark Kent has, or that Superman has as Clark Kent. He can do everything. He could still fly in the suit. He doesn't need the suit to fly. He's not the greatest American hero. He's Superman, right? Right here with some super suit. No, right here. So again, that's the environmental energy around you. That's providing an opportunity for you to still feel in your power and not do anything, okay? Unless you absolutely have to. You follow? You still feel in your... Sometimes if we don't do things and we feel like we should be, we get down on ourselves for not doing things. Well, maybe I'm being lazy, or maybe I'm being this. You're being wise by only doing what you need to do between now and fucking end of April. All right? You're being wise. Unless you're absolutely certain to go for it, then that's fine. 3 cards. Here we go. 4 of Wands. Center card. 9 of Pentacles. You see what I'm saying? This is some nice shit. What's red with the 4 of Wands? 8 of Cups. Right. It's everything I already said. We're going to clarify some things. Look, it's about the words coming out of my mouth. It's not about the cards. I'm not a tarot reader. The cards are just pretty pictures for you. I'm here sharing some energy with you. Take it for what it's worth. Make your own decisions. I don't really care. But I know what this energy is, okay? I know because I track this shit. I know what happened the last time this happened. Or something similar happened. It's been a while since this specific setup of energies, Cancer, Leo, retrograde, this, that, and the other thing happened. It's been a long time. That being said, I know what happens usually in Mars retrograde times. And a lot of people don't like Mars retrograde. I do. Why? Because of that. Because I become that energy. This time you're a little extra powerful here. Be careful about... The only time you should get up out of the chair, right, is when you absolutely need to. Because quite frankly, any path you choose here, you may decide that you've gone the wrong way. And it's difficult to change directions. Like I said, you can't undo your spells. We'll put it that way. So, choices you make now, you feel passionately about it right now. You've been thinking about it since September 4th, right? Mars moved into Cancer. You got this passionate, I'm leaving. I'm done with this fucking relationship. I'm done with this fucking job. I'm going to leave this fucking job. I am so passionate about it, man. And then you do it. And Mars moves into Leo, and all of a sudden you do it. You make it happen. You can't undo that, right? And trust me, it's not as good an idea as you think it is. It's for some reason in these energies, even though you're very passionate about it, there's something you're missing. Okay? There's always something you're missing. Wise to be this. Control. Emperor fueling the Queen of Pentacles. The control aspect of the Emperor. Control yourself. Right? Alright. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. However you want to say it, I don't care. I don't know what the kids are saying these days. I have no idea. Whatever. I'm going to... the only thing I'm worried about is 8 cups. All right, let's go. Why is the 8 cups here? That's it. That's all I got to say. It's important you understand it's not just what I wrote about Mars in Cancer. And I even gave you the advice. I said, don't get involved in arguments you know you can't win. Don't waste your time trying to change people's minds. Don't. The energy itself, just let the energy play out. Only get up out of that Queen of Pentacles chair. Only stand up when you need to. You got everything you need where you are. Your power is there. You're Clark Kent. You can fly if you need to. Bullets will still bounce off of you. But you don't have to use the power. Right? Only when you have to. I would, as much as you can, lay low. If there's even an inkling of a doubt about something big, not your Amazon order, something big, I would lay low on it. Okay? It's my advice. You can do what you want to do. There's a strong possibility for what we call buyer's remorse in this energy. There really is. And that applies to words coming out of your mouth as much as it applies to money coming out of your wallet. Why is the Eight of Cups here? What do you want to tell my people about the Eight of Cups? It's crossed by the King of Cups. What's your, somebody may have had this question, which is probably why this came up. So how do I know if there's an inkling of a doubt? Steve, you just said if I'm sure, I mean, I'm making passionate plans, I'm sure I want to leave this fucking job, I'm sure I want to How do I know, right? Yeah, that's sort of how you know. There's probably some, you're sure? Really? There's no such thing as 100%. All right? Question that. All right? You need to control. The secret to this energy is the control aspect. I have control aspect here with the Emperor. It's a very balanced. I'm not talking about some runner here. We're not talking about anybody that ran from you coming back. This is important. You can really fuck up in this energy. I'm telling you. I mean, do what you want to do. Just check yourself first. Run the scenario of it goes wrong before you do it. And you do that by balancing your emotions. Try some meditation. I recommend everybody take up some kind of meditation in this energy, during this Mars transit. Starting from right now, for sure. Starting from right now, right up through the fucking end of April. Meditate your ass off. Try to keep your emotions in check. Try to stay in control of the emotions. Control is your friend. Okay? The only thing you can control is how you react to things. Alright? That's it. So, do it in this energy. It will serve you well. What's on top? See, that's what I'm saying. It's about, look, you know, you think you're walking, I'm walking away. What did I say? Look at the card. Look at the fucking card. I'm walking away from 8 broken cups going toward 9 cups. I use the job as an example. I'm done with this fucking job. During Mars and Cancer, you're making plans. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. These are 8 broken cups. They're absolute shit. And I'm walking away. And then Mars moves into Leo and off you go. And then it goes retrograde. And you're like, oh shit, what did I do? Oh my God. I'm Kurt Cobain. I canceled my record deal. Ah! Right? All right. I mean, it is. It's a little bit of that. I mean, he turned down $10 million to play at some music festival. He turned it down. He didn't want to do it. Fuck. might have regretted that if he'd have lived, but I mean, you know, at the end of the day here, it ends badly. All right? Unless you're in control of your emotions and you're making wise decisions. All right? Why is the Three of Swords here? The Empress. Right. Again, emotions. Another energy that's very in control of their emotions, always knows what they feel. Everybody wants to bang the Empress. Not everybody gets to. The Empress makes very wise decisions. Why is this? Because you weren't in control of your emotions. That's why the Three of Swords is here. You need to channel this energy. 417 hertz will serve you well as a frequency to listen to. Some meditation will serve you well. All right? The temptation here, what the universe is saying, using the Superman analogy, the temptation here is even as Clark Kent, any of us, you know, if we had the power of Superman, would be tempted to do some shit. You know, especially if you're kind of a troublemaker type person. Imagine, you know, I mean, just think about it. Just even a little bit of, it has the potential, being Superman, to turn you into a sociopath. Right? Because you can do, nobody can fuck with you. Nobody can do anything. Hell, the military can't even stop you. Fuck it. What the hell? Right? You just take what I want. Just do whatever I want to do. This energy kind of, in its own way, makes you feel that way. Okay? As far as the passion goes. That's why you've got to stay in control of it. All right? If there really was a Superman or a He-Man or something like that, they would have to be a very emotionally balanced person. I mean, they would have to literally be the world's greatest monk. You know, otherwise it would go to their head. Why? Because power corrupts. It always does. And this energy provides a lot of power. You will make some pretty shaky decisions in this if you're not in control of your emotions. So, take the advice I gave here. If you absolutely don't have to do it between now and the end of April, err on the side of caution and just stay seated. Okay? It's just a tip. Take it for what it's worth to you. This Mars transit is something else. It's once in a lifetime for sure. It is a very, very, very powerful thing. But, you know, when you need it, it's nice to know that power's there. Right? Try to channel your inner Clark Kent, if you will, or whatever, you know, if you're Wonder Woman, Diana, whatever the fuck her name is, right? Try to channel that, whatever. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. I've done my best for you here. Well, obviously, I'll be pulling on Mars as it does its thing, but you might want to refer back to this reading from time to time. All right, so bookmark it or some shit. Okay? That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right, good luck.